Young K. True says, should I throw away my Raheem Mostert jersey? Should he throw it in the trash? Well, hold on. Raheem Mostert was in an interview, and he essentially said that, he would have liked to stay with the 49ers, but he felt that they were pressuring him to come back too quickly from a knee injury last year, and he shut himself down, and they held it against him and pretty much didn't want him back this year, and that the Dolphins welcomed him with open arms, and he's so grateful for them, and he loves the Dolphins as he works for them. He also says, their quarterback is great, kind of insinuated that Tua is better than Jimmy, and insinuated that the Niners really pushed him to come back before he was ready. Niner fans seem upset about it. Deebo Samuel tweeted about, I think also Raheem Mostert insinuated that the Dolphins are just better than the Niners. I guess my question is Mostert wrong? Do you have a problem with Mostert saying this stuff on the record?
No, I don't. Here's why. Because as soon as he went down with the injury, it was like the team and him had two different game plans. Mm-hmm. He's trying to maximize himself for free agency in a sport where, you don't have very small windows to secure the bag, as they say, and support your family. So I'm all about the players getting theirs. But then the Niners, on the other hand, are like, hey, we want you to come back. We're trying to win a Super Bowl. We're trying to make a run, and we're about winning a Super Bowl first and making some bodily sacrifices along the way.
And if you can't make that sacrifice, then you're out, right?
Right. Yeah. And so I'm sure they did try to push him to come back. And as far as earlier than he was ready, only he knows that. And that's like one of those things. That can be spun. You know what I mean? That could be. Yeah. That could be a big deal. That could be no deal. I don't think let's just say this, Grant. I don't think there's negligence on the part of the Niners. I don't think they were trying to put an injured player on the field. We don't see other examples of that. So I don't put a lot of credence into, people who want to go that far with it. At the same time, and I know, as soon as he got hurt last year, it was a conflict of interest. Like, he had free agency coming, but they had a Super Bowl to win, so they wanted him to come back, but he probably wanted to sit out. Who's right, who's wrong? I don't know how that.
I like the way I think you're having a very mature, grown-up take. It's like, why is either side wrong? From as soon as that happened, both sides acted in self-interest. The Niners needed a freaking running back, and they're paying him. They gave him a raise. At the same time, Mostert understands the business and knows that if he plays compromised, it could end his career. And it's not in his interest to do that because the Niners won't give him a new contract if they chew him up and spit him out. So both sides acted in self-interest, as you would expect, and Mostert just verbalized it. I see a lot of Niner fans acting like Mostert, they have a problem with what Mostert said, and they feel like he's dead to them. To me, I don't understand that moralization. He didn't do anything wrong. The Niners didn't do anything wrong. And also, Mostert is a legend for the 49ers. He should be a local legend around here. He is one of the main reasons this team was in the Super Bowl, more than the quarterback. So let him say what he wants to say. Essentially, he said he's happy to be on his new team, and he's a little bitter that the Niners didn't want him anymore. I mean, nothing wrong with that.
No. Now, and also you got to understand what you're dealing with. You can't. I mean, what makes Mostert is that athletic confidence, and that's what makes him, and that's also what makes him take this kind of stance of like, hey man, screw them, I'm better off here, and so on, onward and upward. But I personally, I do think he kind of verbally challenged them, and now that guarantees, like, I thought this week was a trap game for the Niners, to be honest. Short week, okay, right? Physical Saints team,
right?
Come Thanksgiving holiday. With Thursday was supposed to be the big practice day. It was Thanksgiving. Who knows what they got done? I thought this was going to be the trap game, but this Dolphins game could be a trap game too, because you got Brady looming and the whole showdown, all the talk, Tom coming home. You got the Seahawk game looming. So any of these midseason games could potentially be the trap game. This just guarantees that Miami will not be the trap game.
I love it because this is the game that I think is the best game of the week, and you never really see in the NFL teams trash talk. It just doesn't happen.
No, everybody loves each other too much.
Yeah, everyone just always says nice things about each other, and it's
Yeah.
freaking boring. And now we have Mostert, former teammates, taking shots at each other. The NFL will be so much better if, like, Goodell encouraged this. Every team has to say something a little bit edgy each week.
I'll go further than that. The league would be better if they brought back taunting. Now, the word taunting sounds bad. Oh, taunting. Oh, Krueger's endorsing taunting. Typical.
Yeah.
No, but it's a show. It's supposed to be entertainment.
It's a show. Right.
I'm sitting in the upper freaking deck. I want to be able on my binoculars to see my wide receiver flex without them going, throw the flag. It's an emotional game played by emotional guys. Yeah. Show me that emotion in the upper deck. Stop squelching it in the name of corporate. We don't want any individuality. I want individuality.
Can you please promote the sport the way the UFC promotes theirs? Why not?
Seriously. Individuality and characters, stories, rivalries. Get with it.
Absolutely. So don't throw away your Mostert jersey, man. He's honestly, he should be Mostert.
He's tough.
He should be in the 49ers Hall of Fame. I mean, I know he didn't do enough, but that one game alone is, 220 yards and 4 touchdowns in the NFC Championship game?
And just gets in the Niner uniform, he was like shot out of a cannon.
Yes, he was.
He was like
so much fun to watch.
I mean, it was unbelievable watching him, and just, I can't believe the guy played in the Big Ten, and I never really heard of him at all in college.
He was a track guy and like a wide receiver. Unreal.